So go ahead and lay down on your back. We'll just begin there. Get the mute all button. If I can find it. Okay, good. All right, just lay down, kind of wiggle your body around and maybe stretch your feet a little farther away from you. You can rotate your ankles in a few circles. You can rotate your wrists and stretch the arms, just whatever you need to kind of get here and present, moving into your body this morning on the mat. I see some of you stretching your arms overhead, whatever feels good right now. Go ahead and do that. Darian has a little dog on her belly. Let's take a few more breaths right here. And then on your next breath, just gently hug your knees into your chest. Squeeze maybe a small rock from side to side. And then take your arms out wide and let the knees fall together to the left. So knees to the left. And then you'll take your right arm and bring it over to the left. So cross it over the body. And then with a bent elbow, you just kind of trail the arm all the way back over to the right. Open it back up. And then do that a few times. Bring the right hand over to the left, however you want to get it there. And then just let it trail over the body or over the head, however you want to open it back up to the other side. And do that a few more times. I like Maria's got a big circle going. You can cross open over the body like a book opening and closing. Just any way you want to move right here. And take one more big circle or opening up into that twist and pause and just stay there for a second, just opening it up. Good, and then in your next breath, bring the knees back up towards the chest, and you can squeeze them in if you want, or just go right to the other side. Knees go to the right, pause, the feet rest at the floor. And then as you feel ready, you can begin that opening and closing action. So closing the left arm to the right, maybe trail it across the body with that nice, easy bent elbow and opening it up. You can even bring the knees up a little higher. So the knees more in line with the hips. You might feel a bigger stretch through the lower back. Nice, Lanny, good. Next time the arm opens out to the left, just leave it there, pause, take a breath, nice deep breath in, and let it go. And then bring the knees back to center and maybe squeeze them in, give them a gentle hug into the chest. And then set the feet down flat to the floor, and we'll start with a few gentle pelvic tilts. So you'll point the tailbone down and arch the back up off the ground, and then press the lumbar spine down and tilt the tailbone up without really lifting the hips. And just do that rock a few times, rocking the pelvis. So pelvic tilt or pelvic rock. Just feeling the anterior tilt and the posterior tilt. Noticing the sensations in the lower spine and the abdomen, hip flexors, just all the connections there. And the next time you scoop the tailbone up, just continue, lift the hips up into bridge. Good, and then lower down slowly, maybe even try to go one vertebrae at a time. Let the back gently arch off the ground. And do that again. Press the lower spine down, tailbone up, and just gently lift the pelvis up. As high or as low as feels good in your body. Pause. And then lower down, maybe one vertebrae at a time, or maybe you come down in one piece is better for your body today. And at the ground, gently arch the back, tilting the tail down, arch the back. And then one more time, press the lumbar spine down, start to tilt the tailbone up, lifting. Pause at the top. And then lower down, either slowly or quickly, however you want to get there. And just rest. And then walk your feet wide apart and let the knees just windshield wipe right to left. Just like a few gentle, like windshield wipers, those internal, external rotation of the upper thigh bone. So imagine this movement really coming from up at the top of the thigh, the hip, pelvis. Bring it back to neutral and gently hug the knees up into your chest. And then if it's okay on your back, you'll rock front to back. So tuck the chin and roll front to back. And keep going. Tuck the chin, rolling out the spine, rolling out the muscles along the spine. Squeaky board. Gotta move off the squeaky board. Keep rolling. Just really tuck the chin, really round the back. Good, and then you'll come forward onto all fours for tabletop. However you want to kick the feet around to get there, do that. And then cow and cat. Could be slow, slow. You can pause for several breaths in each direction, or it can be breath to movement. It doesn't have to be linear either. It can be wagging the tail side to side, or moving the shoulders. And then come to neutral, come to a flat back. And you'll take the right leg out to the right. The foot to the floor. Good, and then cow and cat right there. Drop the belly, yeah, lift up. Arching, rounding. And then start to walk the hands forward, coming into a puppy pose with the right leg extended. Soften between the shoulder blades. Smooth, deep breaths. And then bring the hands back under the shoulders. There's one more thing here. You're going to take the right arm and twist open to the right. And then thread the needle. Right hand goes behind the left wrist. Good, and we'll do that. Let's do that again. Press into the left hand, twist open. A little bit of movement at thoracic spine. Good, and then under thread the needle. One more time, twist, open to the right. And this time you can stay down in your thread the needle. And if it's too much, you can put a block under the shoulder or under the head, or you can bring the right leg in if you need. Left arm might want to walk overhead, like that puppy dog arm. Nice for you. And bring that left hand back beside the face, come on up, and bring the right knee in next to the left. Just move through a few rounds of cow and cat again, or side to side, or front to back. If you need to rest in child's pose, you can do that. Come to neutral and take the left leg out to the left. And we have those cows and cats again right here. Feeling into all those little attachments up into the inner thigh and groin. Good, Peggy. And finding neutral spine, start to walk the arms forward. That puppy pose. Nice deep breath into that left leg or wherever you feel it. Walk the hands back under the shoulders. Open the left arm to the left. Nice twist. And thread the needle. That feels good. I'm not sure. So you'll do 3 of these on your own. On the last one, just stay down. There's no hurry. Bring the right hand back beside you, press down, rise up, come back to tabletop, and then take the hands forward about 1 hand length. And we'll tuck the toes, lift up to downward facing dog. But you'd never get here today. Downward dog, might bend the knees, both knees together, and tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling to really lengthen out that lumbar spine area. The tailbone up, you can draw the chest towards the thighs, and then maybe slowly straighten the legs, but keep lengthening that lower spine. You can do that a few times. Knees bend, tailbone tilts, and then pressing back. And then walk your feet to your hands, coming into ragdoll, forward fold. You can bend the knees so the chest comes to the thighs. And the hips press up as the crown drops down, really lengthening out the whole back side of the body. Release your hands softly to the mat, and then you can keep the feet as they are or toe heel them closer. Bring your hands to your hips and come up with a nice extended spine. Good. On your inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift. High to low push up or high to low plank. Take your time. Upward facing dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Or child's pose. Take 1 breath here. Empty it out. And then look forward, bring your feet to your hands. It can be a walk or a hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, extended mountain. Start to move here. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, step or float back, high plank to low. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose or puppy pose. 1 breath in. Breathe out. Look forward and walk or hop to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to the top, extended mountain. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath. Empty. Step, hop, or tiptoe to your hand. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow. One more, inhale, rise. Extended mountain from the feet to the fingers, get long. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog to hold and breathe. Maybe you bend the knees, tilt the tailbone up, really get that bubble out of that lower back. Lengthening the sides of the waist. Nice, Peggy. Good, Darian. Breathing. And then bring the feet closer together and lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. You can bend the knee and roll the hip open if you like. Rotate the foot around the ankle a few times. Good, and then step the right foot forward and you'll just walk yourself around to the left to a straddle forward fold. And this could be where you just stay and hang out, or you can move side to side if you want to work more into those inner thighs. Yeah, good. Arms can stay on the ground for support, or you can open them up so that you're really working with the legs instead. Come to center, bring your feet to parallel. Walk your arms out in front of you. So you have like puppy dog arms here. And then bring the right hand to the left ankle. So you're gonna reach underneath. And there's a little twist that occurs. So you can bend the right elbow to bring your chest closer to the right, left thigh and walk the left hand diagonally away from you. It really lengthens out that left side of the body. Or you're on the opposite side. You're fine. Stay there. You're good. Wherever you are, just stay. Fun. Look how puppy. You're good. Okay, gently release that. And you're just gonna walk all the way around to the front foot. Turn the right toes forward, come into a lunge. Good. Plant the left hand and twist open to the right. Keep lengthening through the sides of the waist. Breathing, opening up. And then right hand down and either downward dog or high plank to low. Upward facing if you went low, and downward facing dog. Then stretch the left leg up and back. Maybe bend the knee, roll open through the hip. You can rotate the foot in some circles. Take a big step forward, left foot to left hand. Walk yourself around to the right this time. And then any movement here or stillness, if you want to just stay in that forward fold, or softening both your knees or moving side to side. Good, and then walk the arms forward into that puppy stretch, just like a down dog arm without weight bearing in the hands a lot. And then you'll go to the opposite side of last time. So most of you left hand to right ankle, bring it opposite. You can have that little twist. And bend the elbow to draw the chest towards that opposite leg And really opening, turning, twisting, breathing. And gently release. So walk it back around to the front leg, come into your lunge, runner's lunge, plant the right hand, twist open to the left. And then hand to the mat, high plank, low plank, or any flow. It can be knees to the floor, or cow and cat, upward dog or cobra, and downward facing dog. Really tilt that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Lengthen out that lower back and the hamstrings. Take a full breath in. Empty it out. Look forward and step, hop, or tiptoe to your hands. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale and bow. Chair pose. Good. You want a neutral pelvis here, so you're not overly tucked or overly lifted through the tailbone. So see if you can find neutral, pressing evenly into both feet. Lengthen the sides of the body. Breathing. Good. Take one more breath in. And exhale, bow forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Step or float back, chaturanga. Maria. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right hand for warrior one. Good. And then see if you can shut down your eyes. Close your eyes. Really experiencing your body in space here. Notice what you need. Put in what's missing, what you need, what you're discovering. One more breath in. You can open your eyes, hands to the mat, high plank to low plank. Or you can try moving with the eyes closed if you like. Forward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And then left foot forward, warrior one. You can assess where you are first with eyes open in space. And then today, allow the eyes to close. A little more feeling. Connecting to your feet. From your feet, feel up into your pelvis. Is the pelvis tilted anteriorly or posteriorly, or is it neutral? What's happening through the belly, through the ribs, the shoulders? Where are your arms? Where are your thoughts? Sit deeper, reach higher. And then hands come to the mat. You can open the eyes or keep them closed. High plank to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees a little, tilt the tailbone up, really lengthen out that lower spine. Your next exhale, empty, look forward, bend the knees, step, hop, or walk to your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, one breath, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, low plank, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right foot forward, warrior one. And then open up to warrior two. And then tip to the right for a side angle warrior. And it's an open twist. So it's a rotating the heart towards the ceiling. Left arm of your choice. Take one more breath. Bring your hands down, coming into your lunge, that runner's lunge, and then twist to the right. Right arm opens towards the sky. Really lengthen from tailbone to crown of your head. And then hands set down and you'll flow high to low plank. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward, warrior one. Open up to warrior two. And find your feet. Feel into your body right here. You'll tip to the left, extended side angle. Right arm of your choice. There's that open twist here. So left lung wraps underneath the right. As you open up through the chest and the heart space, lengthen through the tailbone. And then looking down, bring the right hand down, right heel lifts, twist open to the left. Pull that left hip crease back in space. Hug both inner thighs towards the midline. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen through the sides of the body. Put hands down and you flow high to low. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet to the edges of the mat, feet wide. Take the hips from side to side. Back to center, keep the feet wide. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Now drop down into a squat. And your squat, you want to gently pry the knees back. So pressing the knees back, tailbone down, lift the heart. Gonna draw the shoulders away from the ears a little bit. Eyes can remain open or closed. Oh, I see some crow poses starting. If you'd like to try and play with crow right here, that's an option. If you're feeling up for it today. Another option are little hops up and back your mat. If you want to try that, or just stay. It's a good place for the lower spine right here. So you can absolutely do that. Just, yeah, I love that. I like that you're moving ways. Just a few more breaths right here. Nice, Darian. All right, when you're ready, you'll just come up to a forward fold. So just straighten the legs. Keep the feet turned out. It's a different feeling through the hips, or you can bring them parallel. And you'll start to walk it back forward, coming back into downward facing dog. And bring the feet back to hip width. Draw the heels down, press into the L's of the hands. And then stretch the right leg up and back. And step it forward. Warrior 1 to warrior 2 again. And then triangle this time. You'll straighten the right leg, tilt the hips to the left as you slide to the right. Bring the right hand down to where it lands. Try to really lengthen through both sides of the waist. So press the left lungs down slightly. Bend the right knee, come back up to warrior 2. And then you'll bring the left hand to the left hip for half moon. If you need to bring the feet closer, sometimes that's an easier way to launch in, closer. You'll reach the right hand down to the pinky toe side of the right foot and lift the left leg up and press out through the left heel. And then left arm can open to the ceiling. Maybe the gaze follows. Nice, Maria. Really breathing here. And you'll bend the right knee. Go back to warrior 2. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. Straighten the right leg. Turn the feet to parallel, hands to the hips. Right leg forward fold again. You really want to hinge the top of the thighs. So lifting the hips and tail up as you hinge forward. Bring your hands to the ground. Keep pressing the sitting bones up towards the ceiling, hips up to lengthen out of that lower spine. Nice, Lanny. Good. Good, Darian. Keep lengthening through the spine. Yeah. Good, Karen. Breathing, maybe even tipping forward a little bit more, another inch, and pressing the hips up higher. Good, and then lift to a flat back, bring your hands to the hips, come up to stand. Right toes turn forward for pyramid. Left foot will step in and up. Square yourself off towards the front of the mat. Pull the shoulders back and then lengthen forward over the right leg. Your hands can come to blocks or the shin, or bend the right knee till the hands touch the floor. And then start to straighten the right leg, pulling that right hip crease back in space. You can stay here or rise up to the left fingertips for twisting triangle. And the left hand can be inside or outside the front foot. Either way, you pull that right hip back, lengthen forward, and then revolve to the right. Right arm can go up towards the ceiling. Good, and then hands to the mat and you flow high to low plank or cow to cat or knees to the ground. You choose. Cobra or upward dog, nice easy back bend. And downward facing dog, press it back. And then left leg to the sky, big breath in, stretch it straight back. And step it forward, warrior one. To warrior two. And then triangle, straighten your left leg. And really hinge from the top of that thigh, press the hips way right. And then the left hand comes down. It can be on your shin or a block or the floor. Your next breath, let that right arm just pull you up to stand. Bring your feet to parallel. Hands can be on the hips again or interlaced at the back. And then bow forward, that wide leg forward. Fold, hinging from the top of the thighs, press the hips up as the crown reaches down. So they elongate through the spine. Yeah, if that's too much on the shoulders or you want the support of the hands, good peggy, you can drop the arms anytime. Release the arms to the ground if they aren't there already. And then lift to a flat back, bring your hands to your hips, come up to stand, and then left toes will turn forward for pyramid, right foot will step in and up. Square the hips and shoulders, pull the shoulders back, and hinge forward over that left leg. If the hands can reach the ground, great. You need to bend the knee to get them there, great. Revolve triangle if you'd like. You come up to the right fingertips or right hand to the floor, inside or outside that left foot. And go ahead and twist. Pull the left hip back. There's that little pocket. There's always little muscles on that outer hip. You might feel them right there. And elongate through the spine. Pull the rib cage, the bottom floating ribs in slightly. Good, and then hands to the mat, and you flow, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. You can pedal it out or move the hips a little bit side to side right here. And then rise up on the tiptoes, come forward to a high plank, feet can be apart or together, and lower all the way down onto the belly. And then right here, just stretch your arms out in front of you. Set your forehead to the floor. And then I'm gonna have you like do that pelvic tilt again here. It's like pointing the tailbone down, like you're trying to tilt the pelvis, posteriorly. The tailbone down, pull the pit of the belly in and up, and firm the legs. You can press the palms down even if you like. Almost like you're trying to hollow out the front of the body. And breathe. Good, and then gently release that. Stay where you are if you can. Just let everything relax. And then you'll do that again. So press the tops of the feet and the palms down. Tuck the tailbone like you're trying to press your pubic bone into the mat and pull the pit of the belly in and up. So you're lengthening out the lumbar, the lower spine. Hold and breathe. And then let that release. And then you'll slide the elbows underneath the shoulders and come up into Sphinx pose. And I want you to find almost that same sensation here. Even in Sphinx, if you can, you press the pubic bone down, try to pull the low belly off the mat. So you're lengthening that lumbar spine. Then with the forearms, you pull backwards, trying to drag the rib cage forwards. So you're lengthening that lower spine and creating space between the ribs and the pelvis. Does that make sense? A little bit? Like two different things happening, sort of. And then I always do a little wiggle side to side because I get stuck. Okay, good. And then let that relax and you'll come down. You can just keep the elbows out, rest the forehead on the backs of the hands, relax every muscle in the lower body, in the abdomen, in the mid-back. And then we'll do that one more time. So coming up into Sphinx, hold on to your forearms. I'm going to press that pubic bone down, tailbone down, and then also try to drag the rib cage forward. Some traction. And then you can stay. This is a great place to stay. Or you can take the, I'm not going to mirror you, tell the opposite. The left forearm across the mat, then the right knee and catch the right foot. So to get a quad stretch, but you want to press the tail down to do that. Yeah, and then if you're not feeling a quad stretch, you start to squeeze the heel towards the glute, keep pressing the pubic bone down, low belly tries to lift. That tilt. Good, and pull the rib cage forward like you're in that Sphinx, dragging the ribs forward. I bet you feel this.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, gently let that release. You can just, let's come down and rest between sides. And just notice, try to relax the muscles in the glutes and legs, lower back. And then we'll come back up to the forearms, the Sphinx pose. If you can, press that tailbone down, pubic bone down, pull the low belly up. So it's lengthening that lower spine. Drag the ribs forward, and then other side, right arm moves across, bend the left knee. This is where everything kind of lets go. So reconnect. And then you can squeeze the heel in. Good. Press the tailbone down. Lengthening out and pull the ribs forward. Breathe. And then gently release. And now come back down to the forearms, just make a pillow, or you can rest a cheek to one side. If you want to bend the knees and windshield wipe the lower legs, you can. And release the feet back to the floor. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press up to tabletop. You can move through a few rounds of cow and cat right here, or circles through the pelvis, or side to side. And then come to neutral. So we're gonna do one little core thing here. It's not much. So hands down, and you can tuck the toes or tops of the feet press. Either way, you're just gonna lift the knees up and hover. That's it. So for me, feet down, tops of the feet down, I feel it a little more. Toes tucked is fine too, but really pull into the core. Hug in, muscle to bone, in the belly. And then if you want a challenge, you'll reach one arm forward and down and switch. Challenge yourself. Try not to let anything else move. That's the hard part. Or just hold. Last few seconds. Good, and then set it down. And you'll either sit back in child's pose or you can go back to downward dog, either one. Just take a breath or two. Good, and then we'll come into half pigeon. And if you'd like to come onto your back for this, you can. Or you can come through downward dog or just slide right leg forward, left leg back. Just take a few more long, slow, deep breathing here. Deep breaths in and out of your nose. And as you're ready, you'll switch to the other leg. Go back through down dog or just switch at the floor. However you want to get there. If you're on your back, you might give your wrists a break before going right to the other side. Nice, Becky. This side's tighter for me too. All right, you'll come up slowly, and if you're on your back, you'll come up to seated. If you're on your front, bring the right leg around to the front. We'll come into a Baddha Konasana, so feet together, but this one's a little bit different. So you're gonna catch the feet, hold on to the edges of the feet and rock back. And then you can kind of wiggle a little bit, rock a little bit side to side. It's challenging your balance a bit. Good, Darian. A little bit of core. And then you'll let the feet go and take them out mat width and reach forward. So there's a wide forward. And then you'll come back up and do that again. So feet together, catch the feet, pull them in, sit up tall, maybe a little rock, and then stretch the legs forward and reach for the feet or past the feet. And then come on up, Baddha Konasana, balance. Good, and then stretch it forward, feet wide, reach forward. Good, one more time. Come on up, feet together. That's kind of fun. This is like our little kid. This is our preschool time, play time. Okay, feet wide. And then lengthen out and just see where you can come and stay. And dropping the head. And breathing into that whole back of the body. And then gently with your hands, come on up. You'll ease down onto your back. Make sure there's not behind you. Come on down. Bring your knees up into your chest. And then find happy baby here. So catching the feet, just like we did in that seated Baddha Konasana. Take the feet up and the thighs down. If it feels nice to rock across that lower back, you can do that. Come to center and just hold it there. And then draw the knees together, give them a gentle squeeze, straighten the left leg out long, hold the right knee in your left hand for a twist, cross it all the way over the body. You might even scoop the hips to the right. Extend that right arm out and you can look right or straight up. Come back through center and switch legs. Extend the right leg out, left leg in, fold it in the right hand, cross it over the body. You're welcome to scoop the hips to the left. Soften and relax the left shoulder. Lengthen from the hip all the way, or shoulder all the way down to the hip, hip to shoulder. Slowly roll back onto the back, scooting your hips back to the center line. Bring your feet together, knees apart, Baddha Konasana. You can rest your hands on your abdomen or on your belly. Sending some warmth or love from your hands straight down through the abdomen, through the lower spine, to the earth. Like to straighten the legs for Shavasana here, you can. If you want to stay where you are, you can stay where you are. And to bring your awareness back to your breath. In your physical body, you can begin to move your fingers and your toes. And stretch your legs out if they're still in Baddha Konasana. And you'll gently bend the knees and roll to a comfortable side. With your eyes closed, make your way up to seated. Touch the palms of your hands together and your thumbs to your heart space. And lift your thumbs to your forehead center. Namaste. I hope that lactic acid nothing's moving again. That's awesome. Yeah. That felt so good. Thank you both at home. We lost one. Lanny left. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Too.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.